Hey there, my friends. This is Sandy, and I'm going to walk you through my creation using Close to My Heart's mix-in paper pack that they had planned for May and June that Stampin' Up picked up. So that's the papers mostly that I used. I also threw in some of the other mix-ins from other past Close to My Heart kits. But what we're going to make is these two pages with preserves. Isn't that fun? It makes me so happy. And then these two pages that are family game night. So let's get started. Let's go through what comes in your kit. You've got this sheet that tells you exactly what I used. So the inks with blending brushes that I used, but you can use whatever you've got in your stash. I used raspberry and peacock, so I've got a blending brush for each one of those. And I used white gloss spray and these 5 markers. So these are Stampin' Up, Stampin' Right markers, Lemon Lime Twist, Bubble Bath, Crumb Cake, Gray Granite, and Melon Mambo, or whatever colors you have, like use your markers, right? And then I also used a water brush. So if you are, all right, so let's go through the kit. I already showed you what the pages look like. We've got all these things. They were stamped with Close to My Heart stamps. Oh, let me show you those stamps. 2 different stamp set thin cuts combos that I used from Close to My Heart. So one is called Game Night, and it's got cards and dice and chess. And then some thin cuts that coordinate with it, including the chess pieces, the domino piece, the card, and the wanna play. Those all have thin cuts. Now you can't get these anymore, but if you wanted to come over and borrow them, you certainly can. But if you got my kit, everything's done for you right in there. And then here's the Homespun Preserves stamp set and all the thin cuts that came with that, basically all of the different little pieces. But again, great news, everything has already been stamped for you for these. Okay, so honestly, these are super, super simple. And obviously everything's all cut for you. Let's just take a look at assembly. So if you wanted to do the gloss spray on these 2 gray pieces, you would do on the smaller of the 2 gray pieces, you would do splatters on, top left, bottom right. And then on the bigger one, you would do the top right. Give that just a couple minutes to dry. And what I do, rather than spraying it, I opened it up and just tapped on it so that some of the paint splattered off the nozzle that's on the inside. That way it's more of a splatter than a spray. Cool look, right? Okay, so then you've got all of these dice that you're going to cut out. And you've got your little chess pieces. They're all in there. You've got your little cards and your domino, and all of the words are there. Get that down. Then these pieces are all 9 3/4 inches tall. You put this piece along the top after you get those pieces all laid out. You can put these in any order you want. Put your little doodads on there and you're done. Add a couple of gems. And then for this one, oh, the sponging. So that sponging, 1, 2, 3 spots got sponged with, I did Peacock ink, but you use whatever you want. So this one is the 2 1/4 inch pieces go along the edge with that gray in the middle. And it's the same kind of frame around the edge. So you should be able to, get it pretty close to square in there. Then I tore the top and bottom of that long the 9-inch piece. 5 by 7 goes there. You've got your 2 photo mats. Then one of the zip strips I cut down into little pieces and just used it like that. The end of this zip strip here, I used over here. So you know me, I don't necessarily throw anything away when it comes to these little kits. You might use all the little doodads. And then, add your pieces, foam tape where you want. Easy peasy. Then for this page, this set of pages, it's the exact same layout, but this time I dovetailed the ends. So you decide if you want to do the dovetails. When I cut this piece down to the right size, I used the rest of it over here. And then same thing here. All these little pieces are one of the zip strips that I just cut down into two and a half, two and a half, two and a half, two and a half, right? So 5, 5, 2.5 each, and then you'll have a 2-inch piece left over. Same exact thing here. You're going to tear and tear. Here's what I did different. With the raspberry sponge, I sponged, but then I also, if you pop the lid on here, it transfers color over to here, or if you're using a Stampin' Up ink, just rub it onto your glass mat and you can pull the color up from there and then use the water brush to then do that same thing where you just tap, tap, tap. And that's how I got those splatters of jam down in here and up through here. And the rest of it's just done with the sponge over top of the words. I used a black journaling pen to just create some extra borders around the edges there. And then used those 5 markers I told you earlier. I just used those to do all of the coloring. On this circle piece, I colored around the outside of it so that you can barely even tell that there's one piece on top of another there. And then same thing over here with this one. I colored this one in the darker red around the edge so that you can't see the white around the edge. And it looks, you can barely tell that it's overlapped. Isn't that fun? I hope that you are loving this. If you have any questions, let me know. I do have a couple of these kits left. So if you would like to put your name on one of these last close to my heart workshop kits that there's ever going to be, give me a shout, let me know, and I'll get your name on it. Thanks for watching, my friends. Please place a little note to me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you.